Bagfuel, baby.
Durk looks like he's facing the death penalty. Got caught up by the feds. And the real question is, because everyone's saying, why Durk? You pulled the dumb move. Did we fail Durk as hip hop? The culture.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to tell you why. All I saw, Durk's career was ascending, doing big records, getting big looks, right? Way more than when he came out first, when he's bumping through Chicago and everything. The big record with J. Cole. And the whole time, the culture's like, when you gonna ride out for Vaughn? You out here being successful. You not thinking about Vaughn. And that might be isolated. That might be a small pocket, right?
I never heard that.
What? Yes. That was a big thing.
I never heard that.
That was a big thing. They're like, ride for Vaughn, ride for Vaughn.
But that's not hip hop.
Is it not street culture?
Them is street niggas though.
Then
that's not hip hop culture. See that's what we talked about last time. Everybody think that street niggas is hip hop culture. Street niggas is not hip hop culture.
There's a blurred line then. Because people like to blend both. We can't sit here and pretend when the first thing they say is, oh, it's not real because your rhymes ain't real. You ain't write it. You ain't live it. You ain't live all the crimes you doing in the record. Now
Okay, Nas didn't live the rhymes.
Yeah, but there's hip hop people that don't do that.
I know that's not.
I don't disagree with y'all.
So who are you agreeing with? Then?
No, I'm saying
because you're the one making the case.
But I'm making the case because this is a legitimate thing.
I've never heard nobody say why you not riding off of
a lot of people are saying that. Trust me.
All right, Tyler, the creator of hip hop.
Yes, I don't have
he don't talk about that shit.
I mean, there's different brackets of it. I don't have an issue with this. I'm saying exactly what's being said.
But what is your point of view on it?
I'm trying to, but y'all keep cutting me off. I'm saying this. This has been a big thing. They say, ride for Vaughn, ride for Vaughn. Y'all can sit there and say, maybe you didn't see it, but I definitely saw it, and he felt the pressure of it. Did he have to live up to it?
You're assuming he felt the pressure?
No, they was on him. You see, we do these shows enough to the point when you're like, oh, this was spoken about later on. Just because it's not seen on your purview doesn't mean it wasn't going on.
Okay, no, listen, I'm not saying that. But being that you saw it,
yes,
I'm looking for your opinion about it.
No,
You're just telling us what people said. But what are your thoughts on it?
I know that, but I got to give the whole layout. I'm saying we failed him. I'm throwing myself in there because at the end of the day, he didn't have to ride for Vaughn. He didn't have to live up to street culture, street politics. No different than what happened with when we spoke about on the last show with Yo Gotti versus Dolph and everything. There's too much street influence in this culture, and it gets out of hand.
That's only a certain portion of the culture, though. Like Ghost said, like if you want to
look at all the dudes that's locked up right now.
That's that side of the culture. It's okay if it's 4 dudes that's locked up right now. What about the other 3,000 that's not? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
it's mad niggas that's not locked up. So we're gonna say 4 people is locked up, and those 4 people define the whole culture. I just don't agree with that.
I didn't say they define the whole culture, but they are public enemy number 1. They are on the.
But that's not what we're talking about.
They just the news of the week.
No, I don't get. Listen to what I'm saying. We got the 5 biggest entities are all locked up. You don't know who's the biggest mob boss. You don't know who's the biggest drug cartel. You don't hear about MS-13. You don't hear about Bloods and Crips. None of that. Mm-hmm. All the DAs is talking about is dudes what they're doing in hip-hop. And they're the ones fucking it up because they're not being clean about their work. They want to live the life that they live in their rap music. So now you want to be sloppy. You want to be dumb. This is what it comes with.
Well, that's a whole nother thing. Mm-hmm. Sloppy and dumb is a whole nother conversation.
And you know what? I'm sorry for cutting you off. That's bad language. You don't need to be sloppy. You don't even need to live up to that. That's fucked up a thought process right there. Why am I saying you need to be more clean about your work? Don't do it.
I mean, it's life. Like,
I agree, but
so I'm not gonna say who is and who's not doing it because this is the one thing I saw. Shout out to the Mizza on the West Coast. The court of public opinion right now is crazy. Mm-hmm. You don't have no proof on nothing. They said they arrested Durk because they wanted to question him.
Yep.
Not because he was guilty at first.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows anything after that. Now this snitch and this dude with this wire and all that, nobody knows shit. The Miz said this dude from Abercrombie and Fitch is going crazy, and he gets bail. Then you got people who's committing murders in California. They're getting bail for $200,000. It's a $2 million bail, right?
Yes.
But Puffy, who said he's going to surrender all his plane, his passports, his kids' passports, they're going to give you $50 million. He's not accused of no murder. No murder. He's not going to be able to go anywhere, and they're still not letting him out. This is the court of public opinion.
But there's a reason for that.
It's a bigger thing than talking about thugs and influence. Our black people are trash. That's the biggest thing. Y'all niggas don't stick together with anybody. If Puff Daddy was Italian, if Puff Daddy was Chinese, if Puff Daddy was Jewish, they would be talking about Puff Daddy didn't do it. We don't know what you're talking about, but we gonna stick by our people.
Yep.
They stick by their gangsters and their people that make money, whether they're guilty or not. I'm not saying it's right, but the problem is bigger than what's down here. We don't even know nothing that Puffy did for real except for what we seen on tape with Cassie. We saw that.
Yeah, we saw that.
All right? He whooped Cassie's ass, okay, right? If you want to blurt that out or whatever, he's guilty of that. He paid his $30 million for that. Did he or did he not?
Yes.
Okay. He paid his $30 million for that. You got people coming out saying he molested me, he did this, he did that, he did that. You got boyfriends coming out saying, oh, she wanted me to agree with the story.
Yep.
We know the biggest come up is to sue people nowadays.
Lawsuits.
That's how nobody got money. If you watch Bagfuel, I said this 6 months ago, 8 months ago, the lawsuit is the craziest how people is coming up right now. So how do we know what is what for real?
But it goes back to what you said, why they're not getting bail. They're the biggest name. All the people you mentioned as getting bail ain't gonna make headlines. And in Americana, if you want to evolve, it's always taking down a big name or attaching yourself to a big name. Rudy Giuliani became mayor of New York City because he took out the mob bosses who were famous. We don't know who they are. We've always said these new hip-hop guys, Young Thug case is the biggest case in Georgia.
But
history.
These cases are kind of disgusting. And I'm going to tell you why.
Go for it.
Young Thug been in jail for over 2 years and some change.
Maybe longer.
And I said 2 years and some change.
Yeah.
Where they do that at? Y'all can't put this nigga in jail in 2.5 years? Let the man out, okay? Tory Lanez case was already figgy jiggy. We know that, all right?
He's trending now.
Now his evidence is missing. Come on now. If black people can't pay attention to see what the hell's going on, there's gangsters and thugs in every race. Every race, okay? Gangsters and thugs. Black people, hip-hop niggas, we are not different. We are part of the regular community. It's all about who salutes them, who pays attention to them, who follows them, who can see through the criminal drug shit.
Yep.
That's what we're all dealing with, but every race has them. Why is these hip-hop niggas are the target? I'm going to tell you why. They making too much money.
Of course.
They're able to put on too many things. And then you know what, white people, you can have your money, but you know what we don't want you to be? Powerful. You got too much power. All right? This is what we got to understand. And our black people, you couldn't be Young Thug's friend. Everybody's not going to be Young Thug's friend. Everybody's not going to be Puff Daddy's friend. Everybody's not going to be Tory Lanez's friend. Sorry. But those people that were making money and surviving with their families over there, they mean something too. Those ain't all bad people too. It's a lot of people getting affected by what's going on that really was doing business and did good business their whole entire life, bro.
I just think hip-hop now is so popular. Even though the music sales is down, and we're going to get to it because you had a great talking point yesterday that we didn't get to capture on camera about the downfall of the hip-hop creativity and quality. But it's the number one genre. It's the number one target. And it goes back to what you're saying earlier. Power. Seeing all these powerful black men. Now, all of a sudden, they're getting hit with the same level of charges that mob bosses are getting hit with when they don't even have an enterprise anywhere close to that.
But they're talking about it.
Yes, yes, you're right.